What's up, man? Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 25. Start from scratch on the Judith Plains, Montana map. If you have not seen the previous episode, we did a couple jobs. We were able to make $38,000, a little over $38,000 in my first day of working. And today, we're going to try to make a little more progress. We're going to do some more jobs. As you can see, we are picking up right where we left off as far as the time. It is roughly 2:54 in the afternoon. So we still have time to get stuff done in this day. I didn't want to fast forward until another day because like I said, we still have so much time to get stuff done. So the first thing we need to do is find us a job and get to it. Is this the same? That's a lady. We had a guy in here last time, didn't we? What's up, my girl? Yeah, this is my second day. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? You doing all right? Yeah, you doing good? It's nice to see you, man. My second day trying to make this pay. You know what I'm saying? Holler at me after work, you know. We can go get some drinks and stuff like that. You can show me around town. I'm new here. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's go find us a job. All right, so we have this contract for fertilizing. It'll pay us almost $33,000 minus $959 for the equipment leasing, and we have to buy fertilizer. So got to keep that in mind as well. I think we are going to need about 6,000 liters of fertilizer to do this job. Hopefully my calculations are right and we don't have to come back to the store and get fertilizer. But yeah, I think we're going to hop into this job right here. And while I'm in here, I'm looking at the used vehicles, and we have an international in here that's on sale, 50% off, $33,653. We can't afford that right now, but I don't know if I want to spend all my money on that right now. What I might end up doing is getting me a vehicle, but you know what I'm saying, putting it on a payment plan like normal people do. But let's get in here and order this fertilizer. So we're gonna need 6,000. I think that should be enough to cover it, and that's going to cost us $11,520. So we got to put a little in to make a little money, but we all know that's how the world works anyway. Okay, let's get out here, get everything hooked up, loaded up, and ready to go. And the good thing about it is we have a little money, so we're able to hire a worker to help us out, so we don't have to do everything ourselves. Let's get this weight on here first. That way I don't have to try to maneuver the fertilizer wagon or spreader, whatever you want to call it. Try to pick that up. All right. Right beside this, starting filling up. Like I said, I hope my calculations are right and we only need 6,000, because it's going to suck to have to come all the way back to the store just to get fertilizer. And we are going to field 70. I haven't even looked to see where that's at. Hopefully it's not too far of a drive. Okay, field 70 is right over here, so it's not too far, but the easiest way to get access to this field will be right off the highway. That means we'll have to come down, we'll have to go up here. Yeah, so we have to leave out of here, make a left, then make a right, and keep straight down, and we make a right there, make another right, and then we'll be back here. Matter of fact, let me get my course plate set up. Might as well do that. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to select the field position, and we try to find a close spot to where we will be entering the field. That way he doesn't have to try to drive too far to find the starting spot. I think all we will need is one headland, be spreading at 30 meters. So yeah, one headland will probably be good. I'm gonna go clockwise. I like to go clockwise, and yeah, I think that's about it. Let's generate that, and there we go. We have a course set up on field 70. And if I back out of here, as you can see, I got all my fields and stuff in here already set up. Took me a long time to get all this set up, but we got it done. It's going to make it a whole lot easier for us. All right, we are pulling in right now. As you can see, we have our starting point right there. Let's see if he'll be able to find it. Okay, auto drive got him here. Now he's pulling in. All right, we got some sunflowers here. And off he goes. Alright, we have done enough of this field to consider it a completed contract, but we do have 989 liters of fertilizer left in here. And before I complete this contract, I would like to take that back to the store. That way we could use that fertilizer if we decide to fertilize another field. Definitely do not want to waste any materials, especially because we don't have a whole lot of money to be wasting anything. So I'm going to get this going back to the store. That way we can unload it and then we can collect the contract and we'll call it a day, because as you can see, it is starting to get dark and we don't want to work at dark. And it is 6:49 in the afternoon, so it's about time to get off of work anyway. All right, we are pulling back into the store. I'm gonna get on the side over here somewhere and unload this bag. That way it's not in the way. Probably like somewhere over here. So it's not in the way of anything spawning in. And unload. There we go. And we are done with that. All right, let's get back in the store so we can collect our money here. And we can head in for the day. And I think I will be looking at getting my first vehicle. That way I don't have to walk to work every day. But we probably gonna do that tomorrow. Not gonna do that today. Kind of late to be looking for a vehicle. All right, we made $31,980 minus $11,000 that we spent on fertilizer. And since I am the last one out today, I will shut the doors and we're gonna head home. And I will catch y'all back here in the morning. All right, I am taking my morning jog back to work. As you can see, we are up early today. Got up at 6 o'clock. Gonna get in here early, see what type of jobs we have available for us to do. I'm thinking about maybe trying to do a harvesting contract sometime soon. Maybe today is the day for that. I don't know, but we gonna find out. Let's see, is anybody in the office early? Nope. This part of the office doesn't open as early as I come in. But let's go see if we can find us a job. Okay, so I'm looking at this contract right here for harvesting. Now, I like the payout, $29,498, and that's going to be minus, might as well say $1,600. But the thing is, we will be traveling from 110 all the way down to Long Pine Grain Co., which is that at the bottom of the map? I gotta figure out where Long Pine Grain Co. is. Yeah, so Long Pine Grain Co. is all the way at the bottom of the map. I would much rather have a truck, a semi-truck, driving from 110 all the way down there instead of a tractor. So in order for us to be able to do this, I would have to get my hands on a semi, which means that might be the first thing that I purchase here in this series. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Definitely gonna need help with this. I'm not gonna be able to do this by myself. Instead of this, I'm thinking maybe getting a grain cart as well. Yeah, I think I might get a grain cart too. But first things first, I need to get this out the way in order to get the header on that trailer. We need to move this. I'm just gonna move this over here. This trailer doesn't have a good turning radius either, so that's another thing. So we're just gonna leave that right there for right now. Let's get this header on this trailer. Dropping a little bit. I don't know what's going on with that, or I could be just tripping, but it does kind of look like the frames are dropping. Let's see if we can get this lined up pretty good. Wasn't too far off. And what we'll do is we'll get this combine. Hopefully we can pull that with this. Yeah, there's a hookup under there. There it is. We'll get this going to 110. Gotta go 110, 119. So we'll get this headed that way. Let me check and make sure anything is in the, no, nothing's in the sale. Sometimes you can find grain carts in the sale, especially around this time where a lot of harvesting is going on. Let's see. This one will hold 39 to 41. I might go with this one. Yeah. Is that tractor over 300 horsepower? I need to figure that out. 420 horsepower. So yeah, definitely enough to pull that grain cart. And do we want to change the color? Yeah, this will hold 40,000 liters, 40,000 and a half. We'll leave everything the way it is other than the color. And this is where we're going to finance. So we can finance this for 2 years and pay $4,354 a month on it. I feel like we will be able to cover that. So we'll get that. The combine has made its way towards the field. Haven't gotten a notification that he's made it there yet. But we will send this also to field 110. Yep, still headed that way. Actually, he's pretty close. Field 110 is right up here, I believe. Last field right here. The biggest field up here as well. At least it looks like. 117 might be bigger. I don't know. I think 110 is bigger. Okay, we done made it here. So now we need to figure out what we're gonna do with the header. Probably be best to put it on the side over here. Hard to bag up these dolly trailers. See if we can get this backed up over here. Out of the way. I don't think it'll get hit by a train. Hopefully it won't. So we can spin around here. I'm gonna try my best not to be running in anybody's crop. That wouldn't be a good thing in real life. All right. Turn it on. Let's cut out the spot here. That way we can get set up. Also need to cut out a spot where the truck can get in as well. First waypoint. We're gonna go 2 headlands. Cut out a little room. Let's go about 15% overlap. And we don't miss a whole lot. Number of round corners. We're going to 0. That way we don't miss anything. And let's generate. Shouldn't take too long. There we go. Make sure we're on the first waypoint. He is. And let's get him kicked off. And he's on his way. It says it's going to take an hour and 13 minutes to do that. So, of course, we won't be sitting here an hour and 13 minutes. But, yeah, in real time, it's probably going to take a little more than that with all the turning around and stuff like that. And I decided to go with a P for the truck. We will be paying $2,459.72 a month for 2 years until we get it paid off. So that's what we're gonna roll with as far as our truck. And we also got the Wilson pace setter, we will be paying $2,613.45 a month for 2 years until we pay it off. But I'm pretty sure these two things will pay for themselves. Hopefully we get plenty of harvesting contracts in October and maybe even November. Get into this, get it hooked up, and we will get over to the field. Actually, I need to move this fifth wheel back. There we go. Probably like halfway between the two axles. Okay. Hopefully this setup will work out well for us. We don't want him driving 83 miles an hour everywhere he goes. We're gonna back this up to about 45 miles per hour. Just so he doesn't run into a whole lot of trouble. He's gonna run into trouble, I'm sure of that, but hopefully we can keep the trouble down. And as we get back over to the field, as you can see, our tractor and grain cart setup was just working, unloading the combine, and we good. Looks like it will hold 2 full loads from the combine, and hopefully, actually I think we will be able to unload a full grain cart load into the truck, and that will pretty much fill it up and he can head on his way. But until then, we just sitting back and chilling until the truck gets here. Hopefully he'll make it here. All right, we checking back in. As you can see, combine unload again. This will be the second full load in here, I think. Let's see. Well, it wasn't all the way full last time. 87% in the hopper, and the truck is on the way back. I was just making sure that everything was working correctly as far as the route. The truck was able to get to the place and unload without any trouble. The combine is unloading into the grain cart, and hopefully the grain cart will find the truck once it gets here, and hopefully the truck doesn't have any problems with the combine right here. Hopefully. There's really not a whole lot of room over here to keep him out the way, but I think we got it accomplished. He should stop any second. Okay. So we got him set up here. Now the grain cart should be heading his way, and he or she is. And he's gonna cut the truck off, save on diesel. And as you can see, we pulling up. And hopefully this will work to perfection and I don't have to mess with it anymore. So hopefully I'll be able to get some good footage here of the harvest. And we are wrapping up the harvest on field 110. This is the final little bit of grain we got left here. A little bit of sorghum, I should say. From that, and the only thing left for us to do is pack up and get back where we're going. We need to finish delivering the rest of the grain as well. So we're gonna do that. Let's see. I'm gonna have to manually do this because there's not enough in there for him to go to the truck automatically. I can do a little bit of the work myself. And since we own this grain cart, I will have to send this tractor back to the store. That way my grain cart won't be left at the field when I finish the contract. So we're going to have to send him back to the store and also send the truck on down to the grain mill, Long Pine Grain Co. And we will wrap this contract up. And we are pulling in. Hopefully this is the last load. Hopefully it doesn't tell us that we didn't deliver all the grain. It's a full truckload. We should be getting a bonus off this too. So we pull up in here, get the unload. We are at 97%. 98. Looks like it's gonna take pretty much all of this. 99. Okay, we're gonna get a bonus. We'll get a little bonus here. We made an extra 5,630 that will pay for the payments on this truck and this trailer for the month. So that's a good thing. And speaking of this truck, we need to get it back to the dealer. And the other guy made it back with the grain cart. We are gonna park this off to the side. I think I'm going to reverse over here, just like this. Now, unhook that, and then we can go in and collect on this contract. Those two will disappear, so will the combine. Might as well start using the side door here. We do work here, we can use this. Oh, my boy then came in for the late shift. What's up, my boy? You know what I'm saying? It's glad to see somebody else in here that look like me. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against nobody else. He's like, I got you, dog. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna handle business. We're gonna run it up. And one day we're gonna have our own. You know what I'm saying? I feel you, dog. But right now I'm finna go collect my money, though. And we will collect $27,898 plus the $5,000 that we got on the bonus. That will also take care of the lease cost of the combine and tractor. All right, and we are now up to $74,034. We are running up the bag real quick here. It is about 2:30 right now. I've been recording for about 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I'm gonna see how much footage I'll be able to keep out of it, see how long that video is. And yeah, it's still daylight, so we might be able to pick up another job when we get back here in the next episode. There's my truck right there, so we get a chance to see that pull in. Hopefully he doesn't have an accident trying to get in here. Yeah, man, but that will do it for this video. If you want to see more like this, make sure you hit the like button, share the video, slide in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and you know what I'm saying, make sure y'all hop in them comments like, bruh, we want to see more of this. That way I will know to drop more Farming Simulator videos. But until next time, I'm out.